I was at the office last week. Somebody that works remotely with us was on call, and she said randomly, Scott, whatever you do, don't stop coach. I remember day one walking to the program. Kind of wondered if it was really for me, you know? And I always think back of that day. And I'm like, gosh, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't join. I mean, there was so much transformation in me personally and professionally that even being here in the office today, you know, people approached me and said, Scott, is it you? I've lost, 25 or more pounds of weight. I'm gonna have to be fit. You're not gonna eat right. I wanna be the best that I actually can. Because what's the purpose of having a great company? Why build a great company if we really can't enjoy it? And that really set in with me from day one. I'm doing the things I want to do. I'm not doing the things that completely irritate me. Our mindset in numbers for everybody is very different. When I say numbers, your sales numbers. And for me, it's just completely a way to keep score. So you may be dealing with a $100,000 company or $1 million or $5 million or $10 million company. It's a way of keeping score. For me, the language that I may have had earlier versus today is, as I talked to somebody here at Coach today and they were asking me how I was doing, my conversation more goes like, yes, we just landed this multi-year, multi-dollar account. And they go, what? And it feels so fluid to me to say, yes, that's just one. We have 3 more we're working on. And this is valued at this, and it's a multi-million-dollar deal, and we're gonna have 3 more. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I might get it next week because this is how close I am. That's a conversation I would never had 3 years ago. I wouldn't have the confidence level to know that I had a team behind me in order to sell such a large opportunity somewhere. So if I can sell myself that I can do it, I can sell everybody else. But before, I could never sell myself. I think about that almost on a daily basis. How can I grow my company 10 times? How can I grow my company 10 times? Because when you think about how can I grow it, double or 1, 2 or 3, you can almost like do it in your head and how can I grow twice or have 2 locations. But when you start thinking about how can I grow it 10 times, you really got to sit down and think about it. And I've done that. And it changes your whole mindset of how I'm going to grow 10 times. And I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. Where we're having 10 locations. Our plan to have 10 locations in the photography business where we have an experience of photography, souvenir photo shops around the country that we provide photo souvenirs. So our goal is to have 10, and now I'm thinking, why only 10? Where at one time, if I had 1, it was a struggle for me. So I would be really cautious of doing that. I would be really nervous. I would have anxiety about that. Now I get excited about that. So to have that mindset to learn of how I'm actually going to do that and actually step back and figure that out, and then it's planned. It doesn't just happen. Is a big difference. We may have all had different businesses at one time, and business just kind of happened. And I've lived that experience where I grew a $1 million company, and it just happened to be big, and I didn't know what to do next. And I personally experienced a ceiling of complexity, and we kind of went down because we didn't know how to plan. And when I started Strategic Coach, I said, if I'm going to do this again, I have to do it better. And I have to find the best team of people that are going to help me grow better. So when you can actually see there is a future and there is abundance, and it's not the industry that isn't good, but maybe you're not doing a good job, right? I'm in one of the most competitive markets today, in my opinion. I'm in the photography business. To say that I'm going to run a photography company and land multi-million-dollar contracts is probably hard for a lot of people to understand of how that works. But it's so crystal clear to me.